Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to All New York Sports Talk. In today's episode, we'll be talking about a couple things today that happened in New York sports. We'll be talking about Mets, Yankees, latest news, all the injuries, signings, rumors going on with them. We'll also be talking about the Knicks, Nets, latest games, injuries with all of them, and Rangers, Islanders, and Devils will be returning to action this week. So we'll be covering all that. But to start off, we'll be talking about some Mets Yankees news. And the first thing we'll be talking about is like Seth Lugo, the Mets relief pitcher, suffered a injury before spring training. He has a right he has a bone spur in his right elbow and will miss up until May, I believe, and he can't start throwing for another 6 weeks after he gets the surgery. So that's already a big blow to the Mets bullpen. As Lugo was like one of their best relievers the past couple years. Um, so like without Lugo, that pen takes a hit, but luckily we've been signing some depth, and we'll probably be continuing signing some more options, some more pitching options in the coming weeks until spring training starts. So hopefully they can sign some pitchers, um, uh, like Justin Wilson or something until Lugo comes out. But how do you guys feel a Lugo missing time will impact the Mets? Obviously, it's a big concern, but what do you guys think?
Um, Lugo, yeah, like you said, Lugo's basically been our best reliever, our most trusted reliever for the last 2 years. Obviously, when Diaz came over in 2019, there was a lot of hype, but he struggled. I mean, you talk to these, you see on Instagram and everywhere these stat nerds, so to speak, and they say, Diaz was unlucky. I mean, I'm in a Twitter thread where people are saying he's the unluckiest. He was the unluckiest pitcher in 2019. And they brought off all these stats. All right, fine, but I mean, overall, he struggled. I don't care what the stats say. You watch the guy, whether it was handling the pressure, I don't know. But Lugo, we were able to throw Lugo into the closing role in 2019, and he shined. Obviously, some big games he closed. When he comes out, when he would come in games, I would trust. I'm sure I would trust that he would close it down, whether it be one inning, 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
And to go back to the injury, so obviously his injury is going to be a big blow. It's hopefully just going to be a month and a
Hope
half,
so.
and hopefully we'll be able to. We have options to fill it, but that's these bone spurs. I figured they were going to pop up at some point in these few years. They've been saying for the last few years that when he started to have him, like in 2016, they were mentioning it, and that he was going to pitch through it, whatever. Okay, and so that's why they were trying to decrease his usage. Like, so if he pitched 2 innings one day, he'd get a day off and then pitch. He'll pitch back to back. Well, if he does one inning, and then he'll get a day off. So they didn't overuse him. They tried to be cautious, and then we had issues with the rotation. Obviously, it was a disaster last year, so he went in there, and I mean that was a reason why they didn't really want to use him in the rotation, was because he's going to have to pitch more. And so, and now obviously since spring training is around the corner, he's been throwing more probably, and I guess that's when he felt something occur. So
Mm-hmm.
now he's going to be down. But as for the options, well, we just signed some depth options: Mike Montgomery, Tommy Hunter to minor league deals.
Yep.
Okay, good depth, which is what the Mets have been doing this whole offseason, which is great. That adds to guys like Jacob Barnes and Drew Smith and Sam McWilliams and a whole bunch of guys in the bullpen. But we still need at least one more quality reliever. Justin Wilson has
Yup.
been great for the Mets the last couple of years. That was probably one of Brody's best signings, probably his best signing. It was 2 year, $10 million, and I think he's had like a 2.91 ERA the last couple of years, and his advanced stats were really good. He was in the above average in a lot of areas. So um, hopefully we bring him back. Obviously the Yankees are interested in him too.
Yep.
But the Mets, they got to bring back their guy. He wants to come back. They got to bring him back. And I would like Trevor Rosenthal as well.
Me too.
I don't know if they're going to get both because we got Familia and Betanzas. So that's a lot. I mean, if they trade one of them, then yeah. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that without attaching a prospect. So, but if they could just bring back Wilson, add that extra lefty with Loop, and then you got guys like Peterson and Lucchesi when hopefully Syndergaard comes back, and then if we sign a quality starter like Taiwan Walker, Jake Odorizzi, then you got your rotation there, and you bump Peterson to the bullpen, and then you got another lefty there. So then then your bullpen is solid. If you get Wilson and if you get Rosenthal, then that's probably one of the best bullpens in baseball. Now, if you don't do nothing, if they don't sign either of them, then that's a problem. So we'll see what they'll do. The Mets GM, Zach Scott, said they're still focusing a lot of things. So I have trust in them, but I will quickly start losing my trust and patience, especially after Paxton signed yesterday.
Mhm.
As guys start coming off the board, you're like, what are the Mets doing? It's been a while since we've really been active. So we'll see what happens.
I'm thinking I'm a little confused too, honestly. Since Lindor, that trade, they haven't done much. They've signed some depth moves here and there. So you're wondering what their plan is. But they missed out on some guys that could have signed at a good price. Like you said, Paxton. Now Wilson. They're saying there was rumors earlier today that him and the Yankees are close to a deal. I don't know what happened there, but it's between the Mets and Yankees, I believe. Wilson probably wants to return home, but if we don't give him a good contract, he's going to go to the Yankees. But I think if they don't get Wilson, they'll probably turn to Rosenthal. They want to get one of those two guys. Definitely have someone to replace Lugo for the meantime when he's out. But you got to wonder how they're going to work that bullpen now without Lugo. Who do you feel like is going to be the setup man? I'm thinking Trevor May. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put Familia or Betances in there. We signed May for obvious reason to be a clutch reliever late game. So he can definitely hold down that role for now. But I'm hoping we sign Wilson too. But we got to see about that.
Yeah, we definitely need him.
How do you, Lewis and Sal, how do you feel about Wilson? Would you guys, obviously you want him, but what do you think is going to happen with that?
Well, it was reported 8 hours ago that the Yankees' interest in Wilson was serious. So nothing has been reported since then. So
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, there really hasn't been much reported. I mean, just that, the Yankees are just very interested in him, but I mean, there hasn't really been much details.
And I mean, he would be good for us. We need another bullpen arm, so him or Rosenthal would be good.
Yeah, the Yankees trying to make a couple more moves before their offseason ends too. They besides Wilson, they brought back they signed Jay Bruce to a minor league contract, I think.
Bruce.
Former Met Jay Bruce. How do you guys feeling about that, Jay Bruce in the Bronx?
I mean, I thought that was a move.
It's a good depth move.
Yeah.
Yankees have been injury prone for the past couple of years now. So if some guy goes down, that's Bruce slides up.
You think?
Wouldn't be bad. Yeah.
You think he's gonna be on the roster out of spring training, or he's just an insurance policy if someone goes down?
I mean, he's definitely gonna be in spring training.
I mean, if we don't bring Gardner back, then I mean maybe he's a bench guy, but
no,
he's probably insurance to be. I don't know if he's gonna make the team. I mean, maybe if he impresses. But see, that's the thing. Are they going to see? What do you guys think they're bringing back Gardner? I saw, where I was reading an article, it's every move the Yankees do, or every player they're interested in it seems less likely they're going to bring back Gardner. They're only $9 million under the luxury tax, so another move, they're going to be right up against it, and that's even before the trade deadline and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Ken Rosenthal say, after the Bruce move was made, that this doesn't affect the Yankees bringing back Gardner. So,
And I mean, I'm
Bruce's contract, he earned $1.35 million if he makes the team, plus $50K each for 400, 450, and 500 plate appearances if he makes the club.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it's hard to tell if Gardner's coming back or not at this point.
Yeah.
I don't see it honestly. I think you guys go with what you
And
got. Then you try to sign. If you sign Wilson, that'll probably be it. But if not, maybe you'll get
Yeah.
Gardner. But and you
Yeah.
guys have made some solid moves, to be honest. If
I-
Wilson
I
is your
wouldn't.
final move, that'd be like a good finish. Same with the Mets.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I wouldn't like. I wouldn't know what team would pick up Gardner if the Yankees don't. So
yeah, I don't really see anyone else getting him. Besides,
maybe. I mean, he's almost done. Might be his last year. Or he might have 2 more years left. So maybe he goes to his hometown in Texas.
Could be an option.
Rangers, maybe.
They would. I feel like you guys should just sign him, let him finish his career there.
Yeah, I know.
That's how it should be. But
Yeah,
I don't know if they want.
but I mean, I feel like I don't know. They might just let him go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably will. But and besides that, the Mets also made a trade recently. They acquired prospect. He's an outfield prospect, Khalil Lee from the Royals. He's a center fielder, I believe. So in that trade, it was the main 2 teams were the Royals and Red Sox. What's his name? Andrew Benintendi went to Kansas City. That was like the main part of the
Big
trade.
move.
Yeah. Then the Mets came in there as a 3rd team to try to acquire a prospect, which I love that move. They acquired, like I said, Khalil Lee from the
Number 8
Royals.
prospect.
Yeah, he's a top. I think he's a top 10 prospect in our system already. But on the to Kansas City, they gave up Josh Winikowski, who was.
No, we gave up Josh Winckowski.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They gave
Oh,
up.
yeah.
They gave him. We gave him to the Royals. He was a part of the Steven Matz deal from Toronto originally. But yeah, that was the deal the Mets made this week. Well, how do you
Yeah.
guys feel about that move?
I think it was a really good move, and it's a move that you wouldn't have seen with the prior regime because the Wilpons and the people they hired, obviously, they were incompetent. Well, I mean, no, he did hire some, whatever, but they didn't value prospects, and because they didn't know how to. They didn't understand analytics. They didn't want to. They didn't invest in it, and so these are the type of moves that a competent front office makes, which is, you know, trying to acquire guys with upside, prospects, fill depth. We have a serious problem with outfield depth
Yeah.
at the minor league level and even the major league level. We don't really. I mean, we have Nimmo, we got Conforto, and we signed Almora, and Smith plays in the outfield, and so does Davis. But I mean, you don't really consider those guys true outfielders. So still, even our major league depth at outfield is thin. So maybe they, try to go back and get a Jackie Bradley. Who knows? Probably not. But maybe if there's a DH and he's still there, they'll get him. But then you go to the minor league levels, and Brody just screwed over the top levels. There was no depth over there. So our top outfield prospects, Pete Crow Armstrong, and I mean we have some other guys that
Not many in the outfield, but
no, not really. So they wanted to acquire a piece that would provide depth, and he's young, 22, in his last full season in Double-A. He had 264, 363 on base, and had 8 homers, 51 RBIs, and his defense, I think, is pretty good too. So it's a good upside move. I mean, you can't hate it. I mean, the Mets turned Steven Matz into 3 prospects.
oh yeah,
And then used one of those who was ranked like 25 in our system and traded that for, and also a player to be named later. So we don't know
Yeah,
who
I
that
forgot about
is, and could be anybody. But it's going to be a top 10 prospect in our system, provide some depth, and maybe he comes in, joins the team down the road and becomes a factor. So we'll see. It was a really good move, smart move, and it's a move that good teams make. We see those
exactly.
moves that the Dodgers make those all the time. I mean, they would just make a couple of trades a few days ago with Oakland and
Yep.
I think it was Miami. Those are the type of trades you think they mean nothing, but obviously those teams are scouting these players and they look through the analytics to see, oh, maybe his spin. What's his spin rate? What's the the walk rate, strikeout rate? They see these because that's where the potential is, and then they have their great coaches that are able to develop and fix some things, and that's how they become great players. So that's what you have to do as a competent front office. You have to pick guys that have upside, and then you're able to fix them, and they become good players.
No, yeah, that's definitely an under the radar move that can hit big in the future. I think I think he's pretty close to making the majors, right? Or a couple years maybe. And he was
I
he
mean, he's 22, so he could probably. I
yeah
mean, maybe he needs a little more seasoning in the minors, but I mean, he could probably come up as a depth piece, in the next couple of years.
he another thing about him is his speed. I'm pretty sure he
Oh
stole
yeah.
a lot of bases down in the minors. If you got that number,
Yeah,
I
I
think
do. He's
it was 50,
53,
right? Yeah, it's
53 in
crazy.
Double A in 129 games. That's a lot of stolen bases.
Maybe the next Billy Hamilton. I don't know. I'm just
Well,
comparing.
hopefully better than Billy Hamilton.
Yeah, that guy has no bat.
Billy couldn't get on base.
I know, but
Like,
yeah, hopefully this guy turns into something. That's a low risk, high reward move right there. That can turn out big for us in the future. Got to see. But besides
Yeah.
that, I think that's it for baseball right now. We'll see what happens with Justin Wilson soon. But
Oh, can I say one more thing?
yeah, go ahead.
The Yankees were one of the teams who went to David Robertson's showcase down in the University of Alabama, and the scouts said he showed a good curveball, and he threw 90. He hit 91 miles per hour on his
It's
fastball.
not bad.
Could
You guys want him
be
back?
another
Well, what was-
reunion with the Yankees.
what was his velocity when he was wasn't he like pretty hard throw when he was with the Yankees a few years ago?
That was a while ago.
He was
Yeah.
throwing more than that.
Yeah, he was showing more than 91.
Yeah.
So
But maybe I mean
this,
if he's got control, maybe.
I remember
Yeah.
he was a Philly, then like
Probably.
he was injured and he barely pitched with the Phillies on that contract. But
I think
his
I
head
think he
is
signed.
rookie.
I think wasn't it a 3-year deal?
I remember.
Yeah, it
I
was a
thought that was a
3-year
good
deal,
move,
yeah.
but the guy got hurt.
But then he got Tommy John.
Yup. Would you guys
Now
want
he's
him
fighting
back
back.
for depth or
Oh, it was 2 years.
I mean,
not
I
the
would.
biggest deal?
I mean,
I mean, yeah,
if we lose out on Rosenthal, well, I mean, Rosenthal is going to cost maybe a lot, and then if we lose out on Wilson, I mean, I'd be cool to bring him back.
Yeah, he's coming back to like a familiar spot, so maybe they'll bring the best out of him again.
Yeah, third time.
Oh yeah, it would
Well-
cost like nothing either.
It's like what happened with Adam Warren. Like the Yankees
Yeah,
had
oh,
him,
yeah. We kept on signing him.
Cubs,
and
and he did
traded
bad,
him.
and then they brought him back. It's like he only
Some
did good with
people-
the Yankees, basically.
Some people like certain teams only. They're used to their spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it for baseball news right now. Not just a couple of things happened, like we mentioned, but now we can go into basketball, talk about the Knicks and Nets. So like we'll go over the teams' games real quick for the week. So starting with the Nets, they've been the last two games they played since our last video. They're 2-0. They beat the Pacers and the Warriors last night. I'll get the scores real quick. The Pacers game, they won
It was
104 to
104.
94. Then Warriors game, they blew them out big time, 134 to 117. So like,
And
no, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I think they were up at one point by 30 before they put the bench in, so they were obviously on their way if they
They
kept
had that
everybody.
game won for a while.
Yeah.
No, but this shows a lot for the Nets with KD. That team just wins every game, honestly.
Mhm.
But without him, it's weird. I guess they can't win without KD. Kyrie
Yeah.
and Harden can't do the job, I guess.
And then you see that Harden and Kyrie Harden and Kyrie made this like agreement that Kyrie will be shooting guard and Harden will be point guard.
Really?
hmm
Wow.
That was like announced today, I think.
That's weird. I thought maybe
Like
maybe
when
they're
they're
using,
both on the floor together.
who knows? Maybe they think something's not working when they play together, so they try to change something up. But yeah, but also with the Nets, we're just talking about how KD helps them win games. Well, he's apparently going to be out two games now with a hamstring strain, I believe. So that's a
And,
big hit for them. Their next two.
and I also heard that with Harden now, Kyrie has the ball less
Yeah,
than he's had without Harden.
that those they're all three of them are ball dominant players. They all need the ball in their hands,
Yeah.
but they're just making it work for winning some games. But the two games are going to be without KD or the Kings and Suns. Kings they should
Things,
probably
yeah.
win anyway. Suns, that's a good team right there.
Hmm.
They could probably win both games.
I mean, Suns are, yeah, they're.
Suns are solid this year. They've been playing good ball recently.
Mhm.
But we got to see how the Nets do without KD. Well, they've been inconsistent. Honestly, they win 2, they lose 2, they go on like streaks and stuff.
Yeah, and also they beat good teams and then they lose to teams
That
like the
too.
Pistons and the Wizards. So I don't know. But then again, at the end of the day, they're not going to be playing those teams in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. They're going to make the playoffs. So
No doubt.
if they're beating the teams that are going to be in the playoffs, then that's a good sign for them.
They shouldn't have anything to worry about.
And KD's only out like what, 2 games? I think.
2
2
games,
games.
I think. Yeah.
But I mean, if he's getting a hamstring, that's always tough. You got to be careful with
Yeah.
those. It says mild hamstring strain, but
Ooh.
out 2 games. What if he comes back and then it
hurts
worsens?
it
That's gonna be
again.
problems. They're gonna probably be careful with him, not playing
They
too much.
linger. Those hamstring injuries, those are the worst.
Yeah, it's been
for
tough with
athletes.
him because the COVID stuff.
Mhm.
And now isn't injured. So.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like John said, when he plays, I mean, he's their best. He's the MVP,
Oh, yeah.
no
Sure.
doubt. When he's in the lineup, they just play as a team better. The defense is better, and they score obviously. So they're
He's probably
a really
the
good
comeback
team.
player of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
He's an
Comeback
MVP
player.
candidate too. I don't think he wins. He's
He might not
killing
win
it.
it. Yeah. He's probably
he's
gonna
been
come
out
in
well.
like maybe
second, third,
Fifth,
top 3,
third,
top
yeah.
4. Yeah.
Who's gonna be?
MVP, I think
MVP.
Embiid.
No, I'm
Embiid's-
saying comeback. You saying comeback player of the year? He's not.
Oh,
Oh no, I just said like he would be. He's probably an MVP candidate too. But
That's who you're talking about. The MVP. Oh, top 4. Yeah, for sure.
Mm. Yeah, he's killing it. But yeah, that's
Quickly.
that's the Nets news so far, but
mhm.
and their games. But then now we can go into the Knicks, our New York Knicks. Let me show the shirt. Let's go, baby.
Go
Knicks.
Knicks.
There we can see. Yeah, Lewis got it too. Let's go. The Knicks are 2-0 over their last 2 games. They beat teams that they should have beat, which I'm happy about. They
Yep.
beat the Wizards. Actually, they blew out the last 2. They blew out the Wizards and Rockets, teams that they should have beat. I can get the score up real quick. I'll put this stuff on. The screen.
109-91 against the Wizards,
There you go.
and 21-99 against the Rockets.
Both games we basically controlled throughout like the whole game, but some at times like those teams would fight back, cut the lead close in both games. Honestly, I think
The Rockets more so.
but
Like
it
in
was
the third quarter, it was the
that was
third
scary.
quarter. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rockets got it down to. I mean, I know it was at 7. I think they even got it down to 4 probably,
Oh my god, I was
3
so
or something.
worried.
And I thought we were gonna choke it. I was like, oh God, come on. And then we picked it up. We were scoring, getting stops. And then by the fourth quarter, we were up 20 points again, and we cruised to victory. So that always feels nice when we're cruising to victory. We can
Yeah.
relax
I
and
know,
don't
it
have
feels
to
so
go.
good. you know who we can thank now because what's different now? Like we have Derrick Rose. He's a big reason why we're not letting these games fall off because like he's that second unit, man. That's so good. Like
It's probably one of the best second units in the league.
Yeah, he's scoring 14 points his first 2 games as a Knick. Then I think he had like close to 20 last night. He's been
16, I
balling.
believe. Quickly and
man. Oh my god.
and Rose had 38 points, I believe, combined.
That backcourt is a real deal. Nothing to mess with there.
Oh no, maybe that was against the Riz. Yesterday
Quickly
was
at
30.
22.
Nah, quickly he
Oh,
was in the
okay.
20s last
No,
night.
that was yesterday. This was against
Yeah.
the Wizards. Quickly at 16 and Rose at 14. So 30,
My goodness.
and then
That's
22
Wizards. Yeah.
and 16, 38 yesterday.
Last night, quickly was in the 20s, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, he had.
I'm saying 22
Yeah,
and 16 for
22 points.
Rose.
Mm-hmm. Nah, but
Combined 38 for Rose and that second unit, both of them together. Quickly said he's learning a lot from Rose.
I love that.
Which that's what you love to see. That's what's the best thing is that he's coming here and he's going to be teaching the young guys. I mean, the first night he took out Toppin and Quickly out to
Oh
dinner.
my god, yeah.
And since then, Toppin too is finding a little
I was
bit.
gonna
He's
mention
getting
that.
more
Oh yeah,
confident.
Toppin.
11 points yesterday.
He's been
'Cause
balling.
I believed in
Getting
Toppin
some
because the
threes.
problem with Toppin, they didn't play him be because they never played that much minutes. Like he only played like what friggin' 10, like 15 minutes.
Barely plays.
Like him, but that's the hard thing. You have to find the right minutes because because with Randall being your dominant power forward,
Mhm.
it's hard to fit Toppin, who could also be a dominant power forward.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely loving Thibs' rotations recently. Like don't get me wrong, Payton's not we don't obviously want him to start, but he starts Payton, he gives him less minutes than Rose and quickly. So like Payton's been fine in his minutes. He scored 15 last night. He's been playing all right as a starter. Then it's almost making me fine with him in the lineup, starting the lineup now. Because then that's Rose. Rose fits perfect in that second unit. We would probably want Rose to start, but you don't mess that up now. The second unit's killing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
I
don't
like
fix
what I'm
what isn't
seeing right now.
broken.
Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They blew out two teams they should have beat. The schedule stays pretty easy, honestly. It's not that hard. They play teams they should be beating. On Monday they're gonna be playing the Hawks. I'm not saying the Hawks are bad. They're a good team, but I think we should be able to beat them on the roll we're on right now.
I mean,
So
the Hawks have been struggling too. I mean, they held the playoff spot, and now they must be in a losing streak because they're 11 and 15. What have they
Hawks,
lost? They've
4
lost
3.
3 in a row, 3 and 7 of the last 10. See, yeah, they were like 6 or 7.
They were good.
Now they're in a slump, so we got to take advantage and beat them. Trae Young is obviously going to be tough to stop.
I know.
He always gives us trouble. But
Yeah.
if we can hold him down and quickly and Rose can do their thing, second
Should
unit.
win that.
Randall continues to ball. Another
Randall,
20
all-star.
plus points again yesterday.
Oh yeah, Randall's going off this year.
He's an all-star. You can't tell me he's not. You better be in that game. Vote him.
Yeah, 46
Yeah,
points.
there's
in
no
the-
shot he misses.
Vote him in that game. But yeah, after that they play the Magic too, and the schedule just gets freaking easy. Please,
Yeah.
the Knicks got to take advantage of this. But
Yeah.
right now,
And it's if they keep winning, by the time when we get fans the 23rd, right? Yeah, we're gonna have fans then. That
I'm
should
hyped
be
for that.
insane. And it's only gonna be 2,000, but I hope they're loud
yeah,
and they make because you see other arenas around the league. A lot of teams like hockey
that
and
loud.
basketball, they've had like around the same number, but the atmosphere hasn't really been that good. Obviously,
Yeah.
people are wearing masks and stuff, but I think the Garden is gonna be.
this is
I'm
MSG
popping.
you're talking about here. Yeah, and
Exactly. And it's
everyone's
the Knicks.
excited about the Knicks right now.
And we're competitive,
I'm
too.
actually excited to see how that is, but. But the Knicks right now, they have a 13 and 15 record. They're in the 7th seed as of right now when we're recording this video. But they're in a good spot right now. They're only one game behind the 5th seed. That's
The
crazy.
East is just horrible.
I know. The
Yeah.
Celtics are struggling.
Other than the
Yeah,
Sixers,
because they have the same amount of wins as the Celtics. So
Nets. That's it.
Yeah, those teams are locks. But you would say the Celtics are a lock too, but they've been inconsistent. Obviously, they're making the playoffs, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, that's why I feel like the Knicks have to make a move for Oladipo because I feel like once they get a score, only because once they get a dominant score like Oladipo or Levine, then there's no shot they're missing because
Yeah,
when you have somebody
I know, but I don't know if the
Lonzo-
Knicks. I don't know if they're going to be want to trade. I mean, more assets for a guy who's on expiring contract.
Oladipo will be the cheapest out of all of them, though. With the Rockets know he's leaving. They know they got to get him for something, so they're probably gonna trade him to whoever gets something out of him. I'd flip over Knox, Frank, and a pick or something, a second. And
but you don't want to give too much because okay, so let's say we get him and
he leaves.
and even if he does good, he could want to just leave. He could just want to just walk. He could that could happen. I mean, he could wind up doing good. Things could go our way. He could do good and still wind up leaving. They could that could be a possibility. I mean, he could do good in New York and just distracted, and like, and if he does good in New York, and then he just just shocks us and he leaves. But I mean, that's what I keep having in mind. But that's why they can't really give too much. So if he does leave, it it won't friggin' affect us. So,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the risk you got to take with these good players who are like on 1 year deals, I guess, and won't cost that much. But the thing, I would I would hope he resigns if we trade for him, because even if we're not giving up much, you're like
Yeah.
that. If you give up a pick that's valuable, that could be someone that's here a long time. But
Yeah,
and
and
you're
I
giving
mean,
up.
That's why I'm wary, especially because we're not like a play. I mean, we hopefully we
We
make the
could make
playoffs,
it
but we're not like
uh,
we're not
a contender.
a contender, like legit contender yet. We're still young, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm wary of trading assets when we still need to develop and stuff. So we still need some more young guys to come in.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'd be fine with signing him in the off season if he's wants to come. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Knicks they might do something. They want to make the playoffs. I want to make the playoffs.
For
I just
sure.
don't want them to go too crazy because he
Yeah.
is a free agent, and you don't want to be trading too much assets that we can have. But then again, they could also dangle like Austin Rivers.
Mhm.
They can dangle him. They can dangle Alfred Payton and maybe recoup some of that assets if you trade for Oladipo and you
Yeah.
do that. If they did something like that, then that would be smart. If you're going to trade some stuff for Oladipo and then you trade Rivers, and then if you trade Payton too, then you probably get similar value back.
I'd be fine with
He
that.
also has injury history.
That's
So
true too.
That's a
People
good
are
point. He's
concerned
injured
about
now.
that.
yeah, he is. He
I
didn't play last night against the Knicks.
I don't know how long he's out, but yeah, that's something else you got to keep an eye on if we were trading for him. He had
Yeah.
that injury in Indiana. He missed a whole year. Some bad calf
Don't want to
injury.
give up big or pretty good assets for a guy who could get injured.
But you can't deny that say he stays healthy. You can't deny that getting someone like him would not help this team, like maybe make a playoffs.
No.
But yeah,
Well,
we all agree on that.
he
But
would make a big impact. Like, he would, like, because especially under Tibbs, I feel like he would kind of help him make a strong impact on that friggin' lineup.
yeah, and I saw reports like the Knicks want to. I don't know if it's true, but I saw reports like the Knicks want to push hard for like a star with their picks. I don't. I hope that's not true, but like I saw Stefan Bondi say that on a tweet or whatever. I don't know if he's the most reliable, but I don't know if I want to do that. But
No,
the
I
Knicks
don't
are in
think.
a good position
I
right
think
now.
they got to be smart. I don't think it's right now. It's worth it because if you're gonna be trading, you're gonna be going backwards. You can get a star, but then who's gonna be playing with him?
You're right. You're right.
If you're trading Barrett, you're trading.
Mhm.
I mean, quickly I think he's
Nah,
gonna be
he's
off
untouchable.
limits. He's off limits, but
Yeah,
everybody else, that's who That's what teams would want. They say, give
Mhm.
me Barrett, give me Randall, or give me Mitchell Robinson. He's a big part of our defense. So I think they just go the developing way, get a score here and there. Don't trade too much.
Yeah.
Try to make the playoffs and then continue to develop. And then hopefully now the Mavs are playing good now,
They're
so I don't
back.
even think they're gonna miss the playoffs. Though the West is competitive, so
Mhm.
Yep.
let's see where they are
They're
actually.
ninth
'Cause
seed, 13 and
yeah,
14. They're playing
so
tonight against the Blazers. Hopefully they lose
they're
that.
right there. Well, actually, no, they would be in the playing game.
Yeah,
Because 10, so
that's not a.
fudge.
That
It's not
was
ideal.
looking
They're
promising. They were the 14th seed, not like a couple of days ago.
But like
Now they're
we're talking, they are the Mavericks. They got the talent, so
Luka
it was only a matter
Doncic,
of time.
AP. Yeah, you're right. But you did bring up Mitchell Robinson. I forgot to mention his injury. Yeah, so Mitch suffered a fractured hand in the game against the Wizards, and he's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks. That's a huge blow to the Knicks, honestly, because the defense was playing pretty good, and he was like a big part of it with his shot blocking ability, his presence on the defensive end, like. But now, like without Mitch, they'll have to roll with Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson. Nerlens Noel has,
Arch
I
played good
feel like,
last night.
yeah, I feel like,
Oh yeah, their defense was pretty good last night.
yeah,
Like,
you're
I feel
right.
like Obi Toppin makes him like he blocks.
He'll be getting more time too. But I feel like Noel is like literally a like a less athletic Mitchell Robinson. I feel like he's the same type of guy. He shot blocks. He goes up for the lobs. He's like a similar player to him.
Yeah.
Then like
He'll get you 10 points,
yeah, and him and Taj are gonna be the duo until Mitch comes back, unless they make a trade for a center, which I don't see, because
Yeah,
Tibbs is definitely
um,
confident in that duo right there.
Mhm.
Noel, she's been
Yeah,
solid
as
off
long
the
as they keep
bench.
playing well.
Now I can start, but
Mhm.
Mitch, that sucks though. Mitch was having a good game that game too. He had 14 and like 8 at the half or something like that. Then we see a report that he broke his hand
Yeah.
out for a while.
That was annoying.
I think he's getting surgery. They were saying like might just
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting surgery.
yeah
Yeah, you have
like
to get
get it.
surgery for that.
Yeah, I know. Like, nah, they were saying something like I don't know, but they were deciding something. But he's definitely getting surgery, and
4
he'll
to
miss
6
4 to
weeks,
6
right?
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks is how long he'll be out. But yeah, that's pretty much the news with the Knicks and Nets.
Yep.
Yeah, we said when they play next too. But now we'll go into some hockey to finish things off in today's episode. But we'll go over the Rangers, Islanders, and the Devils. They're returning now, but we'll go over the Rangers, Islanders past few games. So we'll start off with the Islanders. I don't want to be biased and start off with the Rangers. So the Islanders have been playing pretty good hockey now. I think their last 2 games, I think they won both. Pretty sure against
Yeah.
the Penguins and the Bruins. Pretty good team.
Oh, well, they lost.
Did they lose that?
They lost against the Penguins.
Yeah, in OT,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, they blew.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they lost in a shoot, but they got a point.
Oh my God, yeah, that's
But
right.
they-
Yeah.
They were up with 20
They
seconds.
blew.
Yeah, they blew
Mountain.
the game. It went into overtime and they lost. That's my bad. I thought they won that game.
Shootout.
Yeah. Then
Shootout.
so they're 1-1 over their past 2 games. But that Bruins game was a big win. They beat a
Yeah, I think they said.
hot team hasn't lost a lot recently. They won 4-2 in regulation. Pretty sure.
Yeah, the Islanders are the only team. Well, the Islanders are the team that's given them both their regulation losses this year.
Boston?
Their 2 losses in regulation, both losses to the Islanders. So, yeah, right. No, but I guess they're saying it was their best game of hockey yesterday. Barry Trotz saying if they play like that,
They look good.
they're
I
going
was
to be tough
watching.
to beat. Which, I mean, they shut them down. Their big guys clutch up. Barzal and Pajot's scoring now, so
Mhm.
they're gonna.
Pajot's-
Eberle, yeah, Pajot's got 2 goals. I think he's got 3 goals in his last 2 games. Eberle, Barzal, those are 3 of the top guys.
Their offense.
They're scoring, obviously, goaltending wise. Varlamov is locking it down. Defense, the defense is always lock stuff down. So they're finding their stride. Those are probably going to be. And I want to know. We'll see what the Rangers do when they play. But obviously, I mean, you got the Bruins. Washington's starting to slip now. I mean, they're still 6-4-3, I think, but they've lost a few games since probably that game that we beat them. I think they've been slumping a little bit. Then you got Caps, Bruins.
There's a
Caps,
4-way.
Bruins,
There's like a
Penguins,
3-way tie for that
Those
4
are the
spot.
5
I
yeah.
think.
So those are the 5 teams that are probably going to be most competitive for the division and playoffs. Rangers on the outside looking in, we'll see. We're falling a little bit behind now. But I don't know, man. I feel like we're due for a breakout. I don't know.
You can't say we're
They've
not
played so
unlucky.
well in these games. Yeah, exactly. We've been
Mhm.
very unlucky. A lot of our guys, they just can't buy a goal. Kakko and Lapp, our young guys, they're all playing well. Mika can't buy a goal. Defensively, I've loved the way we played defense for most of the season. There's obviously been
Yep.
some games where they've
Earlier
faltered.
on, it was bad, but now
Yeah,
it got
earlier
better.
on. But now we settled in, Fox and Lindgren, great pair. Keandre, Truba. And then Boteto, he settled in, and Hayek. I mean, they've been
Mhm.
okay. Boteto's done.
They're like the lower
scored, obviously.
pair anyway on the defense. But,
Yeah, they're the last pair. I don't know if they play that much, but
hmm
and then goaltending, Igor selling in as well. So I don't know. I feel like that they have to be due for some kind of breakout. They've been playing really well in these games.
How
They got to
many-
fix the power play. That's been a
Oh my
terrible.
God, yeah. How many one-goal
They were 0
losses
for
is this
6
now? Eight?
last game.
8 one-goal losses now, I think?
Yeah, I think it was 8.
You
That the
can't make
Mets
that up.
SR, he posted,
Wow.
RSL posted that video. So yeah, 8 1-goal losses, most in the NHL. Which yeah, I mean, you go back to all the losses at
It's ridiculous.
Buffalo, the Pittsburgh games and overtimes and shootouts. Those 3 losses against Pittsburgh, yeah, we 1-goal
Sta-
games. Islanders was 2, but that was
Hmm.
they scored empty there.
Say they
And the
win like half
Bruins, we
those
just-
games. They're in a
Yeah,
much better spot. They could have easily won half those games, maybe more. Like the offense is costing them so much this year. They're not scoring goals like they're supposed to be. Mika's
they
still
can't
lost.
finish.
He's still freaking lost. To this third video, we're saying he's lost.
Yeah.
But like it's
I
true.
don't
he
know.
hasn't
They
been
they
good.
got to turn it around.
The
They got to turn it around.
Boston
before it's too
game.
late.
Boston game was without Panarin, which is tough. But like still not. We couldn't get 1 goal. Halak, that guy has our number. But like I hate him,
can't
bro.
take it anymore.
Uh, We're getting
He
shut
just
out
does-
every
we just
game.
don't beat. We can't beat him. I don't know what it is.
I know.
Even last year when he played against us, it was the same stuff. It's like literally
Has our
every
number.
no matter what, we can't beat him. Obviously, with the Islanders, he dominated, and now he's in
Yup.
Boston, and he's still dominating us. So obviously, like you said, he's got a number for some odd reason. We just can't beat him.
You,
No, we
Like-
would have played today.
oh yeah.
Philly has
COVID
7 on
is-
the COVID list, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Devil. Oh, the Flyers got
Yeah,
7.
we were playing today,
Yeah.
but it got postponed. 'Cause of-
They have 7 on the list now.
I think so, yeah. That's what I think. I saw something earlier about it.
Because I don't know. I wonder if they're still. I mean, yeah, that was good that after they got that one positive that they're starting to
down.
learn now. It was the same thing with baseball. Like, they would say you get one positive
Yeah.
and they'll still play. But the problem is, even if you test everybody else and they test negative, it takes a couple days. So they had once right away they have to cancel, postpone for a few days and then make sure that whoever else had been exposed made sure that they're negative. And so that's why they've been out for a while. And now we might not play for a week. Actually, no, that's not true. I
Nah,
think we're going to play Tuesday.
Yep.
The Devils got,
We'll get
I
into
think
them.
they got like 15 people off.
They had a freaking mess. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, but they got a bunch of people off. They're practicing tomorrow.
That's good.
What are the updates, Lewis? Go with
Yeah.
what's going
Give
on
us
with the
that.
Devils.
Yeah. Let me see who came off. I know. Who came off? Hold on, wait. Let me go to.
Oh, the Flyers are returning to the ice Monday, so
Let me
maybe
go
we
to-
will play.
Okay, let me go to. Okay.
I'll put it on the screen too if you can't find it. Got a tweet or
Okay,
something.
so. It was 13. Okay, so Brett came off, Carrick came off, Cormorant came off, Hughes came off, Severson came off, Smith came off, Tennyson, Votman, they came off. So the only so there's 5 players left on the protocol. So that's
Got a-
Ashton, Gusev, Nico Hischier, Dmitry Kulikov, and then Sajak, who now he's starting to get
Yeah,
some.
Well, what's that? The Devils fan page posted that Zajak's been on there for like 17 days or something.
My
So I
god.
hope
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but then
hope
his family's
everything's
testing
all right.
positive, so I mean, Sajak, he's testing negative.
That's
so, like,
why?
they just wanna, yeah, I mean, they just wanna.
Okay.
No, that's good how the NHL is doing it though. They're taking precaution, giving them as long as they need,
Yep.
so it doesn't spread, obviously. But yeah, the Devils they're most likely back against the Rangers on Tuesday night. So that'll be an exciting
Watch
game.
them win.
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't that be such a Rangers thing this year for us to lose to the Devils after having a long time off? Like they're probably so rusty. They'll still win 1-0 or something. That'd be our luck.
Exactly.
But I'm
You know it's coming.
I'm
See,
afraid
as
of
Ranger
Blackwood.
fans, we can expect that.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
not-
God, yeah.
I hate to be negative, bro, but everything is going wrong this year. Like we have no luck, literally. Like these 1-0
Except for what
games,
we
you
dealt with the Mets.
can't see enough of it. But yeah, How do you feel the Devils are gonna do, Lewis, when they come back?
I mean, like obviously they're gonna be rusty, but I mean, like, but you know, you gotta expect that they haven't played in a while. But it's gonna take a game or two for them to get back into it.
Nah, I feel like they'll get back where they were after a couple games. That's a solid
Yeah.
team. Hughes is breaking out. They got some good players over there. Hopefully Hughes continues to do what he was doing. He was on a tear before the season got delayed for them. He was killing it though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you guys got anything else to mention, I think we should be good.
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right, peace out, guys. Make sure to drop a like, sub, everything like that. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.